All right, can you hear me now? Good, thank you. So the only problem is because I use this called OBS, this software, and last week when I talked to the um the students, so I have to turn it off because I don't want to have YouTube and the Zoom together. So that's why I turned this one off, and you guys can't hear me. So now I think it's okay. All right. Once again, and we have to go to the repair it because if you don't have the PyCharm, you should use repair it. And because I have PyCharm, I will use PyCharm as well. So I want you to open the PyCharm. So like this. And the other website is going to w3schools.com. So I will put it here. And I want you to also go to w3schools. And in W3 Schools, you can learn by yourself. So you go to here, go to programming, and there's learn Python. You come over here. We are pretty much finished everything, except there's class, and we already have the dictionary. So, and we covered something called Python list. List is an array. So you can put multiple items into a list. That's what we call list in Python. And there's something called tuple and set, and we also cover the dictionary. So tuple and set we haven't covered that yet, but they are pretty much like the list. They just have the items and put the items into a list. Like in a list, we have the different items in within the bracket. So we call a list. So you put items inside, and now you wrap it with a bracket, and that is called a list in Python. So some of the programming language call it arrays. So that's why you saw it arrays. Okay. Now, what is tuples? Tuples means you have a list, but you can change the item here. Like if you have an apple here, you never able to change it. But for the list, they allow you to change the apple to apple 1 or apple 2, or maybe map air or something like that. So that's why they have the tuple. But usually they won't allow you to change the item once they already define this list. In the tuple, they use parentheses to wrap them. So in the list, they use a bracket, a square bracket, to wrap them. And the rest of them is pretty much the same. So as long as you know about that, the list, so you can understand what is a tuple means. And for the sets is pretty much the same like the list. The only thing is like they call unordered and unindexed. What does it mean? It means you can't use the index to access it because you don't have the index for them. They won't index it. There's no order for in this list. For the set, they use something brace to wrap the set. So that's why they call set. And remember last week we learned something called dictionary. We also use brace. to wrap it. But what's the difference between a Python set and a dictionary? Okay, so they all have different items. Like in a set, you have items 1, 2, 3 items. In the dictionary, they also have different items, like here, and they also have different items, and 1 item, 2 items, 3 items. And but for each item, they have a key. So we have a key, and with this key, we usually can access this item. Like if you have the key of brand, the value is 4. You have the key of model, and then you have the value of Mustang. If you have the key of year, now you have the 1964. And to access the dictionary, obviously you use the key. So like this example, this dictionary, the key is model. So let's go back to see what is model in this key. What is the item of the model? So if you go back to the dictionary, you look up the key. The first one is brand. The second one is model. So that is the model key, is a key. So we can come back to have this value. This item is called Mustang. And again, we can do you can have this kind of thing, like .get, this method to get the key, but we usually just do this way because it's easier to remember. So that's why we use a bracket to wrap a key to get the item. Okay, I know some of you kind of like confused because in programming language they usually have the a few symbol, and this symbol will have different function. Like for example, let's do a summary today for this symbol. So first thing, okay, where's my pie chart? So the first thing is like that. Let me just create a new file. I will do right click, new, and get a Python file and summary. Okay, and I will want to make the font size is big, so I go to preference and I go editor, or you can just search called font. If you're using the PyCharm, you go font, and now there's a size, and I may just turn it to 25. That is good enough for us. Now, so in Python, the first thing we learn about is using the parentheses. If in the math, like in school when you learn the math, and parentheses always the first priority to do things. For example, it like 6 subtract 2 and multiply by 4, something like that. And of course, in Python, you can assign the result to a variable. So we have a variable, it's called value. So you have 6 subtract 2 with the parentheses, and wrap 6 by subtract 2, and now you multiply by 4. Without the parentheses, you will do 2 by 4, and now you have 6 subtract 8. But here, since we have a parenthesis, so we improve the priority, and now you get 4. 4 by 4 is 60. All right. So the second thing we learn about, we use the this guy, bracket. So we use a bracket to wrap the leaks, like a leaks here. So we call a list. So I said just my list. So we have 2, 4, 5, 6, or you can do it like the items, string. So 2, 4, 5, 6 is my list, and they wrap it by bracket. And we also use the bracket to do access the items. Like for example, my list with the index value 0, so we can access the first item called 2. Okay, 2. So 0 and go 2. If 1, you go 4. If 2, you go 5. All right. So you see the difference. If the bracket is on the right side of your equal side and is a list, so you can make it is a list. But if there's no equal side here, so it will be just like a function to get the value of the item. And we also learned the substring. So we use my list. Now you can do from the first one to the third one, so which we can get from 0, 1, 2, 3. So I can get 2, 4, or 5 from this list. So you can get 4 or 5 from the list. You use something like this. So let's just do 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and in my tuple, you still can do my tuple. If you get 1, so the tuple 1, the index 1 is of course is 0, 1, so which means is 4. And you can also just do exactly the same like tuple from index 1 to 3. So you can get, let's count, from 0, 1, 2, 3. So we got the substring 4 to 5. And that's called tuple. The only difference is between the list and the tuple. Tuple use parentheses, but the list use bracket. And the rest of them is almost the same. The thing is, for tuple, you can do like, you can change the value in the tuple. Like my tuple, like for example, is again is index 1 equal to 5, and they won't allow you to do that. But for the list, my list 1 equal to 5, and that's okay. And this is not okay. Not okay. And this one is okay. Okay. You also have this something called set. So you might have a variable called my set, but again it just have 2, 4, 5, 6. And in the set, you can do something like this. You can access the value, like use the index. What you can do, you can only use for loop, like as in my set, something like that. And you can just look through your set, and you can use the index to access the set. Of course, in my set, you can add more into the set to increase it. So if you got some interest in how to use my set, you can go through this tutorial and see how to change items, add more items, something like that. But they are pretty much looks like the list, like exactly like the list. Okay, like the list. In the list, let's do this. I just saying the tuple, you can change the item, you can add more item. It's just like fixed list. But in my list, you can add more items, like for example, my list dot append. You can append 9. Let's just append 7, and now you will get 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in my set, if you want to add more, and you just call my set dot add 7. Okay, you will add 7, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. But they said there's no order for the my set. It could be 4, 2, 5, 7, 6. So, but there's no order. So, like what they said is no order. So that's the difference. But most of the time we will use the list, because the list is good, and you have all the function. And when you don't have concern about the performance at the moment, you don't concern about the speed of your program, so you will use list. So tuple and set, when you have to concern about the performance, and you will consider to use them. One more thing for the parenthesis is like we use define the function, my function, something like that, and you remember that we have a parenthesis here, so we can put the parameters, or you call arguments, inside the parenthesis over here. And of course you can do column over here, saying print calling my function, something like that. So as long as you know that and see this kind of we call function with a name, you have parentheses, so you just put the parameter inside the parentheses. Like inside the parentheses we call arguments or parameters. So let me just type it in case you don't know what I'm talking about. You can call arguments or parameters. So either way will be okay, but you just know, like for example, I have the first parameter 1 or parameter 2. So what this parameter do is just like a window. You can think it like a window or things, or a hole. So when you're calling this function, you can pass this parameter into your function. So let me just show you what I mean. So you just my function, and now you can pass an item, like for example I passed hello, and the second one you just put the world. So you put hello and world into this window, into this parenthesis, and if you go, the hello will go here, hello 1, parameter 1, and the world will go 2. So you, of course, inside your function you will be able to use just parameter 1 plus parameter 2, and now you can print it, and now you can pass this value to your function. And of course you can change the parameter to different value, like so you can do just hello 1 and hello 2, world 2. So you will have calling my function hello 1 and world 2, and hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. So that's called function. And the last thing we learned from last week is called dictionary. So in the dictionary, again I define a variable called my dictionary. So DICT, my dictionary. Okay, but, and that is using a brace, we call curly brace. And in this curly brace, you have you have to assign a key. Like for example, I have a key called name, and now you in the name you have the value called Tom, something like that. And now you use all of them use the commas to separate each item. So you use commas, 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 and also commas to separate them. And now the second key is age. And now is Tom is 8 years old. And you also have like another key, like the school is Edmonton School, so it's EPS, Edmonton School, EPL, I don't know, so Edmonton or Vancouver or Calgary School, so just like, yeah, Edmonton School, ETM School. Okay, and of course you can define the next dictionary too, and you can do the same format, like you have the key name and is called Jerry. I'm sure you guys can see still see what I'm typing, so I move it up, and now you have Jerry, and again you will have the age. The age is let's sing Tom and Jerry. Jerry is a little bit younger, so he's 6. And now his school is in Calgary. Let's say just Calgary School. So something like that. So as long as you know that is the key and that's the value of in this key, just like the real dictionary, when you go to look up a word, like for example you look up the definition of a term, how about the mere, what is the mere means, so they will give you the definition description to explain what is the mere mean. So the mere is in an index. So again here for our Python, and we call it key, and we use the key to access the value and for this item. So we call it you also can call it properties. So you can call it properties. Properties, or you can call it attributes. Yeah, it's up to you, but they have a different name for them, but you can just remember there's a key and then you can access this value. And now if you like, you define these two dictionary, if you want to pull out the value, so what you can do like before, and you also use the bracket, and now but inside the bracket you put the key and you can get Tom. If you have my dictionary too, and now you have the name and you have Jerry. If like dictionary, my dictionary, the age, and now you have the age 8. And just remember that because your key is a string, you have to wrap them with either single quote or double quote. Always remember this, okay? So otherwise it will causing some problem without without this single quote or the double quote. All right, so yeah, that's what we learned before. So today we are just going to solve one problem. So let me just show you what's the problem we have today. Let's see. what I got here. Give me a second, I will show you. We have a question every time I want people to work on this question. So let's see. All right. So let's just read the question. It's about a frog, but this frog is under a well. So this well is pretty tall, and this frog cannot just jump out from the well. Okay, but luckily the frog, like, they can jump, like for here, the one jump they can jump 3 meters. In the daytime, only in daytime they can jump 3 meters. At the nighttime, because the frog need to sleep, so when he is sleeping, he just like sleep, it will go down 2 meters. So which means he only jump 1 meters, right? So let's just draw it out and see how it works. Let me show you. All right. So let's just think about the well is just 10 meters. The well is 10 meters. It's too small. Give me a second. Bingo. So the well is 10 meters deep. Okay, let's just make it simple. And the well is 10 meters deep. All right. Now, Mr. Frog will jump. Every time we jump 3 meters. In daytime, like in the morning, they jump 3 meters. And at night, because the frog sleep, he's quite sleepy, and now he go down 2 meters. All right, so he go down 2 meters. All right, and now he only get 1 meter. Okay, for a day, for 1 day, for first day. Let's say first day. So the question is, how many days Mr. Frog can jump out from the well? Okay, so only 10 meters deep, but remember this loop. In the daytime, you jump 3 meters, and nighttime, just go down 2 meters. So the question is, how many days Mr. Frog can jump out from the well? And now I want you guys to work on this with your math skill. If you know the answer, please let me know and put it into the chat box. See you are correct or not. And once again, if you got the answer, and please tell me how many days Mr. Frog can jump out from the well. But remember that if he's jumping out from the well, and it won't slip down, right? Because you are already out from the well, so you won't slip down. So remember that by the end of the well. You got what I'm saying? If you don't, please let me know. Put it in the chat box. But if you know the how many days the Mr. Frog can jump out from the well, please let me know. After that, we will do the coding, because in the coding, although we learn how to use the Python, but because eventually we need to use the program to solve the real problem, and that's why we will learn how to use the code to help us to solve the problem, especially in math or physics. All right, so yeah, he sleeps down 2 meters at night, because when he's sleeping, he just jump 3 meters at the night time. He jump. Now he cannot sleep and fall into sleep, and now he just drip all the way down 2 meters at night, and after he wake up and he continue to jump. So please tell me how many days he will jump out from the well. I got the answer from Austin. He said 10 days, and now Austin changed to 12 days. And what's your answer? Please let me know. Just jump, slip down 2 meters. And Jenny told me it's 10 days. Now Kat told me it's 8 days. All right. Hongming told me it's 8 days. 8 days. Now Jenny tell me it's 8 days. Okay, the guy with no brain, what? He told me it's 8 days. Okay, so let's just do it one day by day. Okay, the first day we have we jump 3 meters, and now you fall down 2 meters, so you get to 1 meters. Now you have that's the first day. So in the second day, now you continue to jump 3 meters, right? So that's why from 1 meters you jump 3 meters, so you get to 4 meters high, 4 meters high, and again you have to subtract 2 meters, and now you should be in at the 2 meters. You know what I mean? This so that's the day 2. Day 2, second day. Okay. Now, again in the third day, you jump because you have 2 days, right? 2 meters. At the 2 meters, now you jump 3 meters, so you get 5 meters. 5 meters. And again at night, you fall down, slip down 2 meters, and you get you are at 3 meters. That's third day. Okay, that's in the third day. This third day. At third day, you are at 3 meters. And when I just continue, I will just move it fast because it's just simple. If you find a pattern, right, and at 3 meters you just press 3, it will go to 6 meters. Now subtract 2. Now you are at 4 meters, and that's the 4th day. And now again is on the 5th day you do meters, subtract 2, and now you are at 5 meters. That is the 5th day. Don't confuse this guy. Let me just, yeah. It doesn't mean anything, this guy, okay? I just want to show you that is the 5th day. And now 5 meters plus A plus 3 meters and subtract 2. Now you equal to 6 meters. 6th day. Okay. Now here at 6th day, you plus 3, so it should be 9 meters. Now again at 9, if you just go down 3 meters, and it would be 7 meters. 7th day. Now at the 8th day, and now at the 8th day, if 7 plus 3 equal to 10 meters. And do I need to subtract 2? No, right? Because I only have 10 meters deep, and I already jumped out from the well. So that's why in the 8 days, the Mr. Frog already jumped out from the well. All right, so we solved this problem, and let's get to the program. So with the program, we do exactly the same, and but we obviously we use the while loop, and we looping the looping to do making the see the frog how to jump all the way out from the well. And after that, we will make it more complicated, because you might have 2 frogs, and different frogs jump in different they can jump in different different height. Like you have frog 2, if you jump 5 meters in daytime, but at nighttime if you sleep down 3 meters, something like that. And the well height you can change to more high, like 65 meters, something like that. But let's just finish this one first and use our program. And once we get it done with the program, and we will solve this problem immediately. You know what I mean? So let's just do it. Okay, so again, if you don't have PyCharm, you should go to the repair it. From the repair it, you can do the program. But I use PyCharm. Let's just create a new file for this program. We go new. So I have a file called frog. All right, and this time I want you to define a few, because like here you have the first, you are at the bottom of the well, so we want to know what's the current position for Mr. Frog. So let's just define a variable called frog, and with a dictionary. So the first one we will set in Mr. Frog, and we need to know now where's the Mr. Frog. So the position. Okay, so first one is the position, and obviously now the position is 0 because Mr. Frog is just at the bottom of the well. Okay, now if Mr. Frog just jump, and I want to know how Mr. Frog, where's the Mr. Frog's let's say I want to know so first is the position. The second one is in the daytime, if we jump up, just go up, just jump up, just let's say just up is 3 meters. Okay, because it jump up 3 meters. But at the nighttime, if you go down 2 meters, that's what we are doing, right? Because you have 3 meters. In the daytime, you jump up 3 meters. And now you have 2 meters because at nighttime, if you go down 3 meters, that's for 1 day. And now you have the let's say just the day, how many days. So obviously at the beginning is 0. Now we have the dictionary like this for Mr. Frog. Okay, and let's just write a while loop. So if Mr. Frog's position, his position is greater than, or let's say is less than 10 meters, and he still can need to jump. Okay, you know what I mean? Because if you are equal to 10 or greater than 10, Mr. Frog is out from the well. So I have the frog, the position is still less than 10. Mr. Frog still can jump, need to jump. Okay, so let's in the first day. In the first day, Mr. Frogs have to jump up 3 meters. So which means his position is, you have the position is equal to his own position plus 3 meters. So that's why in the first day, if you jump up 3 meters. Okay. Now at the nighttime, Mr. Frog's position will go down 2 meters because you just go all the way down 2 meters. And of course, he used 1 day, and now you have Mr. Frog's day plus 1 because you jump 1 day. Okay, and now when you after this for loop, and Mr. Frog, if this position is greater than 10, and it is going to jump out from the, it should jump out from the well, right? So if the position is, anytime the position is go out from the well, you should break this. You should break this jump. So let's just move this 12 up here. because the first day, the day should be increased first before you jump, right? But we are going to add something here, because like in the last day, in the 8th day, when you jump over 10 meters, you shouldn't go down, because you're already out of the well, right? But let's just keep it here. And now at last, I want to know how many days Mr. Frog need to do. Now I can run my program and see it's correct or not. And in order to run it, I have to go run and choose on the menu. I choose run, and I click on run. Now I choose frog, which I name it. So I got the answer is 10, which is not that right. But what I want you to do, you just do the same coding in your machine. And after you finish this code, I want you to add a little bit things here, so you can stop it and see if you still can remember how you are going to do to stop this while loop. Because when you are equal to 10, you won't need to continue to jump, right? That's what I want you to do. So you would add some code in here. So but before that, I want you to finish this code. Once you finish, you run it, and you got a number of days. If you got 10, that's okay. If you got the answer 8, and which is correct, please let me know. Okay, you can either get 10 or get the day is 8. So once you are finished, please let me know. And I saw someone Hongning already put the answer there, and which is right, because you break it. You use the keyword called break. You can break it. Okay. So once you're done, please let me know. So Tinkle, the middle block is just like I'm going to add more light here, because if the position is greater or equal to 10, you should jump out from the well, right? Because that is because you jump out from the well, you're not going to fall down, just like we do here, because right now you have 3 meters all the way to this 10 meters at 8th day. You already jumped, the Mr. Frog already jumped out from the well. That's why at night time it won't fall 2 meters. You know what I mean? So that's why you should stop from here, the line 11. All right, so I think you guys are still working on that, but I just want to show you how to stop the while loop, and, which is easy, because if Mr. Frog, the position is greater than or equal to 10, so you might be think of one situation. You might be jump out from the well is greater than 10. So like you still have 1 meters away, you can jump all the way out. So let's just say if you jump out from the position should be greater or equal to 10, greater or equal to 10. You might have to be equal, right? Because it's exactly 10, like this case, exactly 10, and you're already out from the well. So if your jump is greater than equal to 10, now you just break it. Use a keyword called break. So you will break the while loop and go all the way here. Now I'm going to run it one more time and see if I can get 8 or not. Now this time I get the answer 8. Okay. So that's what I do. I put Mr. Frog with the position. We just have a if to check if it's greater and equal to 10, and I'm going to break it because Mr. Frog already get out from the well, and it won't fall down 2 meters anymore. And the funny thing here is like, hey, you said that is the height of the well, right? 10, and this one also 10. So what I'm going to do, I just like, hey, I define a variable called well, just like the height. Let's just how high is, just high equal to 10. Okay, and now here I change the 10 to high, and I also change this one to high, which is 10. So I use variable for that, and also I'm gonna change the number 3, because number 3 I already put it here because Mr. Frog go up 3 meters. So I will just use Mr. Frog jump up 3 meters, and subtract Mr. Frog go down 3 meters. So now I'm going to run it one more time. It should be get the same answer called 8 days. So I run it one more time. Exactly got 8 days. I just changed the variable, changed from the use the number directory. Instead of using the number directory, I used the this dictionary and use this key to access the value 3 and 2. And here I instead of 2 meters, I use Mr. Frog go down 2 meters. Okay, so you have 10, you have 10 meters high. So I define a variable called height, and I put a height here and this height here, and pretty much I just use the variable or this dictionary to replace the number, and we usually call I don't want to hard code it. And now we get back to the program and see what we do with the program, with the question. So let's just get back to the question. And now, oops, long one. Oops. So this time, because I have 2 frogs, and the first frog just exactly the same. The Mr. Frog jumped one time, it jumped 3 meters. In the daytime, at nighttime, it will go down 2 meters. But we have Mr. Frog 2, it jumped 5 meters at the daytime, and now at nighttime, it will go down 3 meters. Okay, it's 5 and 3. And the well is 5 meters high. And now the question is, how many days Mr. Frog 1 will jump out from the well 65 meters high? And how many days Mr. Frog 2 will jump out from 65 meters high? Okay, so what I'm going to do, I just show you how to change our program, and you will have exactly the same answer. You will got the answer immediately. So let's do this. First, we will define a function for this one. A function. Okay, we'll do a function. So you will do like something like that. A function called, let's define a function called jump. And you put the frog inside here. Okay, frog as a parameter. And in this frog, I will do highlight all the code inside the while loop, and you hit the key called tab, and now you get the block, whole code block just move 4 space away, or either 4 space or 2 space, doesn't really matter. You can do 4 space, you can do 2 space, but you have to move all of them together 4 space away from the line. Like here is 4 space, 4 space, and here again is 4 space. Okay, now you have the function called jump, and you pass frog into this jump, and it will do its jump, just jumping. Okay, now again here is 10, right? And this one is, let's say, is Mr. Frog 1, and I add 1 here. And now in here I will do let's just jump frog 1, and of course here is Mr. Frog 1, so I would get exactly 8 days, and it should be 8 days. Again, it should be the same 8 days. All right, so you got what I mean. And now you just change it to a function, and in this function you will do this while loop, and you will have Mr. Frog to jump all the way here. And now you can just jump, and you pass the dictionary frog 1 into this function, and this function will help you to jump all the way there, and it will give you, finally it will give you how many days Mr. Frog 1 will jump out from the well. So again, for our question, there's Mr. Frog 2, so you just copy the whole frog and you put it here, and you change frog 1 to frog 2, and the position is 0 because they are all at the bottom of the well. And now, but Mr. Frog 2 is stronger, so every time it jumps 5 5 meters, but of course when it is sleeping, it just go down 3 meters. Since Mr. Frog 2 may be strong but is heavier, so it just slip down 3 meters. And this time you have Mr. Frog to jump, Mr. Frog 2 to jump, just jump, Frog 2 jump. Now you can have print Frog 2, now day, and now you see how many days Mr. Frog 2 will jump out from the well. And now you run it and you got 4 days. So Mr. Frog 2 we use 4 days jump out from the well, which is 10 meters deep. But in our question, oops. Okay. In our question, our well is 65 meters high. So I'm gonna just change the well to 65. All right. So you have 65. Now I run it, and now you will get the answer. Mr. Frog 1 will use 63 days, and Mr. Frog 2 will use 31 days. So I'm going to make this script smaller so you can see the whole things. So let's just change it to 15. There you go. Now, yeah, that's the whole program I want you to finish by for this week. That's the homework, and hopefully you can know what I mean. And if you don't, and you just copy the whole coding, and we will work on this again next week. But make sure you have defined 2 frog 1 and frog 2, and they have the same kind of keys in the dictionary: position, up, down, day. So but of course the position are the same because they are at the bottom of the well. And now they can go up 3 meters, go down 2 meters, go up 3 meters, go down 3 meters. Now you can jump and use this while loop to jump. All right, that's it for today for the basic level. And once you're done, please send me an email to help@dataarea.ca. And for the junior level, we are going to start very soon, and I may just show the first class and have them to copy it. And you can print the screen. You know how to print the screen in the Windows. You can do there's a key called print screen, and you tap the print screen, you can print it. And there's a tool called snap tool, and you can click that application, and now you can print a screenshot on this one. And also in Map, you can have the Command Shift number 4, and you can have print the screen. All right, guys, it's time for the junior level. And last week we are working on the canvas. So if you didn't have time to finish it, you can go to my repair it. I'm going to show you my repair it. That's a in the repair it, there's a repository. You can copy from there. If you already have it, that doesn't really matter. If you don't, and maybe last week you're not here, you can go grab from there. But I'm going to show you the link. So I have this working guide, And basically we load a lot of image. Basically it's walk 1 all the way to 15. There are different images, and the image is from the folder called PNG. I put all the PNG here, the image, different image over here, and in our script, and we do we just have the image to load them, and but I have the display none, and you can't see it here because it just doesn't display. So because but you still load into the HTML. We use this display none to just hide it. And of course we have the canvas, and we have a button, and if you run it, there should be a button called Start Game in the script. So in the script it just draw 3 of them. So I'm going to run this one here, and at the meantime I just copy this script and put it in the chat box. So again, if you don't have it, you can go this URL. You can copy the script, or you can continue to work on here in Repair It. Like me, I already have the Visual Studio Code, the project I open here. So if you hopefully you will do the same thing. And last time we have the smiley face. Get rid of the smiley face, and we just load the whole bunch of image here. And now we have the image here, and also up here. But really it doesn't matter, I can remove them because I use the PNG. And the smiley face, I don't need it, and I delete it. So I have the JavaScript, so it's called main.js. That's why there's a main.js here. So there's some JavaScript code here. And again, in Repair It, I also already put it here. And one more time, I just show you, put it in the chat box in case you didn't have the code, and you can go to the script, to the project repository, and copy the code to your project. So in our JavaScript, it's pretty easier because we clicked on the button called Start Game, and you will draw this image in the 0, 0, 200, and 200. Okay. And I want you to do the same thing. Just open your Visual Studio Code, open your project like me, and also in the Chrome, you use Control+O, or in Mac I just do Command-O, like Command-O. And now I can go to my project, I choose desktop because I put the project in my desktop, and go to canvas, and now I choose index.html. Always choose index.html. Now you open it, and now you should have opened your game. So we can start a game, and you should draw 3 guys, 1, 2, 3. All right. So you have 1, 2, 3. You draw 1, 2, 3. Right? But they are the same. 1, 2, 3. They are the same. So what I want you to do, just change a little bit here, because that is walk 2. The first one is walk 1. So the second one is walk 2, right? So that's why it's image 2. So I changed 2 to here, and the first one is walk 3. So you just change image 3 in image 3. Okay. Now you save it, and you go back here, you refresh, and start game. So you will realize a little bit difference because he's walking, and their feet just a little bit difference. You can realize that. Okay. So once you got this change, please let me know. Just make sure it show up here, and now we can continue to make it keep moving. All right. So if you open your project and just can start a game and make sure the image show different image, like what I did here. Just make sure you draw image 2, image 3. So because you draw different image in different position. And once you're done, please let me know, put a message in the chat box so we can move forward for our code. And we are going to make it the animation. And once you are doing, I'm going to refill my water and I will come back with you very shortly. All right, I think you guys have been done, and we have this guy showing up here. But think about that. For walk we have 1 to 15, right? 1 to 15 image here. 1 to 15. So there's one way to have them, all of them. We can use an array to load all the walk image, put them into the array. Like in Python, we call list, right? So let's just define a list in our function. So actually it's array because JavaScript called array. Okay. So here we have the array. Again, in JavaScript we use var, and we define a variable called walks. So walks is it's just a variable. And now you use the bracket, which exactly like Python list, but they call array. So now I can put the first item. First item is get first item. Let's just copy this one. Copy the get element by ID walk1, which is image 1, right? So we as the first item, and I separate them with the comments. Now you have the document get element by ID walk1. That is the first item. And now you have the second item. Now you can change 2. Why is 2? Because you go back to here is 2. This ID is 2. 1 to 15, right? 1 to 15 this ID. So again, for the first one is 3. Now is 4 and 5. Now 6, 7, 8. Let's just okay, let me just finish it. 9, 10, 11, 12. Is that all? It's 12, 13, 14, 15. So we have 15. Let's just do 15. And we have 14. Whew. We have 15. Finally, we have everything in this arrays. So you have from 1 to 15. So what I'm going to do is like, hey, I'm going to draw them with the index. So this image is not going to just by one image. So what I'm going to do is just like remove this one, remove all of them, and I just keep one. It's called draw image, and I draw the image. And now let's just try one. I just draw image called walks, and again it looks like Python is start from the index 0, so which is walk 1, this one. And now you have if you draw the first image walk 1, because that is 0, so you have the array go to walk 0, so you would have something like this, and you start game and you have this guy. Now if you change to 1, and now again refresh, and you will change that, and if you change to 15, no, I don't think there's 15. It's 14, maybe just 14, because 1 to 15, right? The last one should be 14. So let's just change to 14. And now you refresh, and it will like this. Maybe not that much different, but if you want to print different image, you just change the index. You got what I'm saying? Now it's time to make something funny with the JavaScript. In JavaScript, there's a function called setInterval, and this function setInterval, they can call something. So let's say they can call a function like a function called let's just call render, and call this function. I haven't defined this function yet, but let's just say it's render, and in 1000 milliseconds, which means it's 1 second here. 1000 seconds is 1000 milliseconds. So you call the function called render. So I'm going to define a function called render. So in JavaScript, you use function and render. Okay. Now, again with parentheses, like Python, you use the column, but in JavaScript they use a brace. And now inside the brace, you copy this one, and put it inside here, inside this code. Okay. Now let's explain to you. We use a function called setInterval, and we're calling the function called render, this function, in every 1 second. In 1 second, we will call this function again and again. But obviously, I don't want this one only draw one image like 14, right? So as you already guessed right correctly, we're going to change this index. So let's just change the index from the beginning. So let's just define a variable called index, something like that, but start from 0. Okay. And every time you will have the index here. Okay, the index, and you increase the index. Obviously, you increase the index. You can increase 1 for the index. Okay, Android, if you don't have all the code, what you should do is just go to the repo. Go to the repo, and there's a repository. I put it here, and you can work from the repository. Okay, you just go over here and click this project, and you can start from here. And you only click on the script file, script.js, and now you can change the start game. Okay. Yeah, you can download different sprite. It really doesn't matter. You just like in your index.html, and you use image id walk. Just do this to load the image. The only difference is like you have you make sure the ID is like have the number here, like 1 2 3 4 5 all the way to 15. So when you are loading it to the array, so you make sure you have the same ID, 1 2 3 4 5 6 all the way to 15. Make sure you have the same image. Just if you don't have the image line what I have, like these walking guys, you can, the point is you just use document.get element by ID and make sure this ID match to this ID. You know what I mean? You just match them exactly the same. So make sure them, but for each of them you put it into an array or a list in Python. Now we have the function. We have two functions here. One is the set interval, and this set interval we'll call this function every 1 second. Every 1 second, because 1000 milliseconds is 1 second. And now you have render, and this every time you call this function called render, and this we use this code like we ctx actually is context, is get context. We draw the image walks and this image, and which image, like the first one is 0, right? So is this guy, the walk 1, and if we draw it on 0 0 200 200, but make sure you increase 1, because next time next second you will draw walk 2, and the first second you will draw walk 3. You got one. What I'm saying. Android, no, you don't have to be copied the whole PNG. What you if you already have the spy, your game spy, just make sure you have all these image load up in your index.html, and you can have give them each one have a different ID. Make sure they are different, because walk 1 and walk 2 and walk 3, or you can have either 1 or 2 3. Well, it's up to you. Like different image, that's okay. The point is like you have the image load in your HTML. Now you in your start game, you just change to use the array to put them into your array, like this box array, you put in here. So the point to put it into the arrays, because you can use the index to access each item, and now you can increase the index plus, just increase the index, so you can draw different image in every second. Okay, so after you finish this code, you can go to the your game, you refresh and you start. You see this guy is walking, right? You see it's walking, but we keep drawing things all together, we overlap, and I'm going to show you a trick to clear them, but let's just do like that first, and you have all of them just walking and walking and walking. And there's one thing, one problem is like if the index is over all of them after 15 seconds, so we should go back to the index 0. You know what I mean? right? So if the index is greater than, if the index is greater than the walks length, so which means the length is 15, is greater than because the index is greater than 14, which is 15, like 15, and now you reset them to 0. Now you can go back to 0. You know what I mean? And with this, then you can reset it back to 0. So you won't go out from your index. And let's see. I think so. Angela says it says that the code belongs to me. What do you mean belong to you? Do you have to manual input all the walks? Son, if you figured out how to make up this string, like increase the 1 to 15, you don't have to do that. But for now, since we are not that good at JavaScript, you can just do this. And Chinrong said, can you please do what? Like, yes, I think so. Well, maybe use a loop or something. Yeah, it's up to you. If you're good at JavaScript, you can use a loop. Okay, so because I'm here, I just do it very straightforward. So I just put each item in each line. So you can just copy and paste and put all of them here. All right. So yeah, I guess we just changed this function. We didn't change anything. Yeah, we still use this code index.html. We load all the image to the HTML, but make sure you hide them. The display equal to none. And in the main.js, this script file, in repair it, you probably use script.js. Doesn't really matter as long as you just link them with the script. You link them to this script file. So in this script file, you have the function called start_game, right? So basically, we draw 3 of them, 3 images. And now we have defined an array called walks. And you can define any variable to hold this array. In here, we just have a walks array. And with the walks array, we can iterate each item by the index, like exactly like Python. So I define a new function called render. And render because I call set interval. This function will do set interval. This function will do 1 second. We will call the function called render. And now every time you call it, you draw 1 image and increase the index. Just move forward to from walk 1 to walk 2. And now walk 2 to walk 3. And all the way just walk. For iterate each item in your list. So you have index 0, obviously from 0, because we do programming, and most of the computer programming is start from index 0. So we have walk 1 all the way to walk 15, so which means is 0 to 14. Index 0 to 14. Now you have you increase it if you found that if it's fitting, so it's greater than walks length. So in Python, the length use the len to check the length, but here you can use just walks dot length. So if you have the index, the how many items in this array is fitting. Obviously here is fitting. So you subtract 1, which is 14. If index is greater than 14, you reset them to 0 because you don't. There's no walk 16, something like that. Okay. So I want you to finish this code, and you should have something like this. This code is just like this guy keep walking, but it's kind of slow. It's slow because 1 second it just walk 1 step. So obviously you can change this number to different one. Hopefully you know how to change it. So I may just change it to 200 and see what happens. If I change it to 200 and I start, so it's much more faster, much more faster. And one more trick here is like, hey, I don't want this guy just overlap. So what you need to do, you need to clear the whole canvas. So here's the canvas, right? Here's the canvas. C is the canvas. So you use this. Let's see. In here, you use the clear the canvas. I'll show you how to clear it. So first, before you do, you just ctx dot clear rect. So clear rect. So you have from 0 to the canvas dot height width and canvas dot height, something like this. Okay, so let me just check my width and height. You use clear rect, and now you have you clear them, and now this canvas just every time when you call the render, it will just remove everything in the canvas, and you draw that image again. So I'm going to show you the whole things, and I will come back to the code. Now let me just refresh and start again. So now this character just keep walking, but in the same place. So because we always draw them in the 0 and 0, and this x and y. You can change this x and y, but what I want you to do, I want you to do the same code and make sure they are walking like this guy. And the second step is let's make them to walk around here and around here. But first we just want to draw them and increase the index, so the guy is just looping through all this image. Okay, and if you have any question, please put it into the chat box so I can probably can help you out. And once again, if you already make your character, the guy walking, please let me know and put it into the chat box. And once again, can you make it faster? Of course, this one is the point. You can make it faster because now is I render each of them in 200 milliseconds. You can change it to 60 milliseconds, something like that. You can make it to run work fast. But I'm going to tell you what is the best way. But for now, you just experiment with this parameter 200 to different number and see what it how it looks like. But make sure it's working first. Yeah, once you're done, please let me know. And I want the guy is walking, and that is quite basic for gaming. So you know, you have the image loading up in the HTML, and now you have the render function to render that game assets. So if this doesn't work, and make sure, okay, in the index.html, of course you can go back to the repair it and you just click the index.html. You have all the things here, right? Because in the index.html, let's see again, what you have is like they go to the PNG, because I have the folder called PNG here. I put all the image here, so I use image, and we use the file name called walk1, the name like this, and you make sure you put the ID, give it the ID called walk1, and you have display none, of course, and of course you need the canvas, and every game need a canvas, or you can have two canvas, it's up to you. But now is we use one canvas and give it an ID called my canvas. Make sure you have the ID, because in your script you need the ID to access this canvas. And of course you have button called start game, because on click you click on the button and you will call this function called start game, and you will call the main.js. So that's it for the index.html. If you go back to my repository, you click on the index.html, you will see exactly like this. Okay, and now if you go back to the main.js, so pretty easier. The first line is like you get the my canvas. Of course, is you get the my canvas, which is this guy. The canvas is ID. Just by ID, you get the my canvas, and use a variable in JavaScript. You define a variable with var, and now you got the in order to draw something in the get canvas, you need something called get context 2D, because we are doing the 2D things. So we have the context, and now you can draw the image. And which image you are drawing, it depends on the index, which we in the array called walks. So we looping through this array from index 0 to 14, and around and around and around and around. And Andrew said if you click on the start game button, nothing happens. So again, so first make sure you have the button, and you put start game and parentheses and commas. You don't have to have the commas, but it's good good to put it here, so make the people think this code is end. You don't have this have to have the semicolons here. So if we make sure the start game is exactly called start game, like here, start game. So you're calling this guy, this whole function, whole function. Okay, and like if you click on the start game, doesn't have anything, and you go if you work on here, and it's hard to do the debug. If you like me using this guy, you can do inspect, go to console and see if there's an error here or not. Go to inspect error. If you are using the palette, so you might have to have some debug skill, like you do here. You just console log and saying starting game, whatever, just make something here, and just use console log exactly like print in Python. And if you add this one code, just save it. Make sure you save it, and you come back here, you refresh, and when you click on the start game, there should be something show up here, starting, which means you're calling this function. Like in here, you repair it, you still can do start console log starting, whatever, just starting. So now you click run, and you start game, and now there's something on here. It should be starting. Okay. Okay. So yeah, if you have this kind of make this kind of thing is working, hopefully you now if you have the starting show up here, which means you're calling this function. That's correct. So far is right. Is right. And now you can just do step by step. Like you come over here, you do another one is called console log, and then you walks. You just print the walks and see if the walks is show up there or not. So something like that. And you just do the debug like this way, and use console to figure out which step is long. But yeah, like if you don't have time to copy and paste the whole things, you may just have one and copy and paste and change the ID. You know what I mean? All right, so let's go back to here because we only have this guy stuck there. Like stuck in here. Just walking and slowly walking. Yeah, I like this pace, like this walking speed, like 200. That's okay. Oh, you delete the drawing function. Oh yeah, you have to have this guy draw. You have to draw the page. Okay. Yeah, make sure this code exactly in your program. Okay. Now, in the render, like if you want it to walk in the like this one is x, the second parameter is x, the first one is y, right? So how about you increase the x? So let's just define a variable called x equal to 0. Okay. Now you change this one to x. So every time the x just increase 1. Okay, increase 1, and you should have something to walk all the way to area, and I will help you out after this lesson, and no worry about that. Okay, if you have the x, change the x to plus, and now let's see if you change it, and this guy now can walk all the way front, but it's a bit slow, but you can imagine it's keep walking out from my all the way this. Well, of course you can increase the x to let's say you can increase the x equal to x plus 2, a little bit faster. Let me see. You can change x. Yeah, it looks a little bit faster, but like it's up to you. You can either change this number so you can move the whole things faster, or you can change the x so you can walk. Each step will be longer. And what I want you to do, you can change the y as well. So you have the x and you have the y walking from here. And one more change for you guys is like this guy will eventually walk out from this screen. So I want you to if it walk on here, I want you to make it to go down or something like that. Hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. So but yeah, but if you are here, it will eventually walk out from this canvas. So yeah, I guess you guys can do a lot of things with this guy, and I will give you like about um, 5 minutes. At the meantime, I can help you if you have some problem. And I can do the dynamic programming with you guys, but I don't think. So yeah, make sure you clear the canvas, right? If you don't clear it, if you have it everywhere, like if you walk here and if you comment this one out, um, um, uh, Valeria, and I'm going to open the my Zoom. If you still have the problem, I can take a look on your problem. And the rest of you guys maybe wait for me for 5 minutes after I have Valeria. So I am going to turn on my Zoom. If you need my help, please join the Zoom. Oops. Okay. If you don't have it, don't have the problem. Too much. Okay, that's the Zoom meeting. If you have any question, you can join the Zoom meeting. I may help you out. Otherwise, we can move forward to the dynamic programming, which I want to introduce to you guys. But yeah, of course, you can not just have one blocking things. You can have different characters. You know what I mean? But the trick is like you rendering together. How are you going to put them in different position? That's the question. So I'm going to just turn off my YouTube voice for a little bit time. I'm going to help them out, and after that I will come back with you to talk about the dynamic programming. Okay, but at the meantime, you guys just experiment with the X and Y, and this guy is Y. Make sure this is Y, and there's a way to flip them over, like flip the image. You know what I mean? Just flip them over, but you can draw them and flip them, but it's much more complicated right now. You may just do it better. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna turn it off. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I will. Let's just continue with the our lesson. Sorry about that. I have to help someone, and this. Okay. So what we do here is like we have the x, right? You can change to y and use the y again to do like y equal to y plus plus something like that, and you can change the direction like to different direction. And now hopefully you know what I'm talking about. Oh, it doesn't work. Don't know why. Yeah, because I don't have the y here. So define y equal to 0, something like that. So you can change the x and y, and so make this guy walk in different direction. In yeah, hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. And if anyone still have the problem after the lesson, I will help you out. Now what I want you to do here is like I will give you a little bit idea of about the dynamic programming, and then we are going to end by today. So in computer science we have something called dynamic programming. So the name is weird because it doesn't really mean anything for dynamic programming in the Wikipedia. And you can see that is dynamic programming is a mathematical optimization method and a computer programming method. The method is developed by Richard Bellman, and he found the application in numerous fields, and they can do a lot of things. Like basically what they do is like in order to solve the big problem, you breaking down into the subprogram and use the recursive manners. Okay, for example, you have this one. You are walking from this map from the start to the end. You go from start to the end, and you can find the best way to get from the start to your goal. And that's the and how to find the best way. And we will do we will use some technique to choose the best way. And the easy very easy question here is in dynamic programming we solve the problem called agree numbers. Okay, so I'm going to copy this link and paste in here. All right, so when you have time, you take a look on this article, and next week we'll come back with this one. So I will explain to you how the dynamic programming works. So in here, I may just read this one, and when you guys have time, you read the whole article. It's called agree numbers, and the most easy question solved by the dynamic programming. So that's what I want you to learn, because dynamic programming is good. When you after you learn it, it's good for the CCC. For the CCC. In agree numbers, so agree numbers are whose only prime factors are 2, 3, 5. What does it mean? It means I give you any number, and it can be you can be used 2 or 3 or 5 to you multiple them together, you get that number. So let me just open a Word, so I will show you. So for example, I have a number called let's see, I have a number called 15. Okay, so 15 obviously you can divide by 5 and multiple by 3, so that is 15. So we call 15 is an ugly number. Or you can have because it's only 2, 3, 5, there's no 4. Okay, 4 is 2 by 2. So if you have 16 is 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. So 16 is an ugly number. But if you have 17 because it's a prime number, so that's it's not an ugly number. So it's not an ugly number. If you have like 20, something like that, so obviously you can divide by 5 by 2 by 2. So 20 is ugly number, is an ugly number. Okay, and also you can have like for example you have 98, something like that, and you can have 2 by equal to 2 by what 49, something like that. So 49 is, you can break 49 with 2, 3, 5. All right, so this one is not an ugly number, so it's not ugly number. Okay, so yeah, that's what I want you to read about this article, and next week we will come back with the solution. So there's first solution is method 1, is straightforward and simple, because you look through each one, and you will check that number is it an ugly number or not. All right, and the second one is like the second method is like you start from 1, go all the way to you increase the number, you get all of them until you get the number the ugly number you want. The count of the ugly numbers is, yeah, it's hard to say that, but I want you to read this article first, so you have some sense what is ugly numbers, what is dynamic programming, and that's how we will use the learn the dynamic programming first, and that's what I want you to do. All right, so I think that's it for today. If you have any question, and before that, if the programming for the working guys, if you still have the problem, please join the Zoom meeting and I will talk to you. All right, there are many ugly numbers, because it's two by, as long as you have the factor is 2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 5 is the prime number, so they can make a lot of ugly numbers. So but the question is, how could you know that number is ugly number? That's the question. So I want you to read the whole article. I thought it's pretty funny, and it will help you to understand the dynamic program. So I'm going to start the Zoom again. If you still have the problem, you can join the Zoom. Now I will work with you on the problem. Okay, so that's it for today. Remember, you read the article. That's the homework. Of course, you can experiment your game and make it walking. And next week we will know, I will show you how to use the keyboard to move it. Okay, so Andrea or anyone, if you have the problem, please join the Zoom. So I am going to turn off the